Alright guys, I thought I would do a video reply about Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 and how it's been fucking ages since I've done a video. I've forgotten how to do one. Since like Rob Zombie, like some of the guy on here says that he prefers the Rob Zombie films to the original Halloween films. Made some very interesting points. I haven't seen the remakes in such a long time. I watched the original Halloween again on Halloween and it's not scary anymore. I'm going to be honest here. The original Halloween hasn't aged well. The acting, apart from Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasance, who seem to be like they're in a completely different film, the acting from the rest of the characters is what really drags it down for me. It really just, oh god, just constantly saying totally all the time. I mean, these people are like, you don't care if they live or die. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say this, but I do believe, I don't necessarily think, in hindsight, that the original Halloween stands up as a classic anymore. Really, to be honest, it's just not scary. I think Nightmare on Elm Street holds up better than the original Halloween. I mean, obviously it came out years later. It came out 84. Halloween came out 77 or something, or 78. So it was like, a fair few years apart. But I mean, the characterization is just stronger in Nightmare on Elm Street. But Rob Zombie's Halloween, I was bored. I thought I'd just watch the first remake and then the second remake, and they are better than I remembered. I mean the whole thing with the original is that Michael Myers was an enigma. He was this mysterious character. He wasn't like, it wasn't kind of, we didn't see him from a human perspective or anything. That was all kind of kept in the dark. That was kind of like a mystery. But with the remake, Rob Zombie decided to go with a different route and actually flesh that out a little bit and show Michael Myers as a young kid. And I think that is the best part of the film. Is when Rob Zombie is doing his own thing with because it could almost be a prequel, but then towards the end he starts paying too much of a homage to Carpenter's Halloween, to the point where it's in some ways it's a bit too identical. It's a bit too similar. I think the most effective part of the Halloween remake is seeing Michael Myers as a kid, without a mask or anything, killing kids who bully him at school and killing his family. I find that more disturbing than the grown-up guy with a mask and all that. I think like originally it would have been a really good idea if Rob Zombie would have left that for the last 20 minutes. If you would have spent most of the film focusing on Michael Myers as a kid, and then towards 20 minutes towards the end, you see him becoming the Michael Myers with the mask and everything. So yeah, that's the first one out of the way. But because obviously this day and age is like kids back then, it was like you never really thought, back in the 70s, you never really thought they'd be capable of killing people. Kids are evil now. They're getting more and more evil as time goes on. They're doing sadistic shit. So that's it's quite realistic, I think, in that way. That's why it's disturbing. The second one is a total mess. Total mess. With potential. I mean, some of the things that I like about I noticed watching the zombie Halloween films that I never really noticed before was that they have themes in them. Like the first one is about a kid who comes from a troubled background and stuff, and suddenly becomes a serial killer, and it's the usual cliched thing, he's like from a redneck family that say fuck all the time. And you've got the sympathetic psychiatrist and stuff, and in the second one the themes are very interesting for me, but it's too much mess in the film. I mean, what really drags the second one down is Sherry Moon Zombie. She did not need to be in that film. I mean, what was up with her in the white dress and the white horses and all that stuff, and just suddenly turning it into like a weird fantasy thing. It just looked silly. It was out of place. But I did like the idea of the sympathetic psychiatrist in the first one almost becomes responsible for Michael Myers' murderous rampage, and the victims of the families blame Dr. Loomis, I think it's Malcolm McDowell. They blame his character. He's at fault because he's an asshole. He's like he's profiting off of a serial killer, and this is what happens in reality. This is what I thought was very interesting. It's a similar thing Natural Born Killers was touching upon. In many ways, the Dr. Loomis in Halloween 2 was kind of similar to the Robert Downey Jr. character in Natural Born Killers, in that he was exploiting a serial killer for fame and money and attention. That I liked, but it did it very abruptly. It was like two different characters. It was like in the first one he was a very sympathetic psychiatrist, in the second one he's just this total arsehole who exploits the serial killer and stuff, and people get pissed off at him. A different character completely. I like the fact it's more brutal. I like the the more the brutality of it. I think that adds to quite a lot, but I think what drags it down more than anything is Sherry Moon Zombie. I mean, she's Rob Zombie has just gotta stop him using her in every single fucking film he makes. It's almost like he included that just so he could have his wife in there. And that ruins it, man. That really ruins it for me. Because otherwise it could have been good. But neither of them are perfect. Both of them are very incomplete, I think. There's good ideas there. Well, I think Rob Zombie. The only time he's really been consistent was with The Devil's Rejects, I think, which is his best film. That's the only time he's been really consistent. I think with a lot of his other films, he does too much camera trickery, which distracts you from what the story is about and stuff, and the characters and everything. Um, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. I think. Overall, I mean, like the original's a better film. It's more complete. It's more of a. It stands alone. It flows well. It knows what it is, and it sets out to do that. Um, with the remakes, it's like Rob Zombie sets out to do one thing, and then the next thing he's doing something else completely different. Uh, that's pretty much my thoughts. I just thought I'd just put that in there. So, I'm off to bed anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.